What's cracking with you people? Anansi here, and welcome back to the Jade Empire. In the last one, we made our way to heaven. Well, we made our way through heaven, killed a lot of demons, talked to an elephant and a decently breasted two-tailed fox with a halo behind her head, and was asked to murder some cannibals. In this one, we're going to give it a shot. Now, I should also mention, yes, with this one, yes, we did get the colors right to do the puzzle, but if you got it wrong, you would have to fight lost spirits in that courtyard. You could use this to potentially farm some XP, but I believe it does cap at some point. That, and there's only so many combinations you can try before you get it right. So there you go. Let's make our way to Pilgrim's Rest Inn and deal with these cannibals. While the Forest Shadow's attack on people have become more frequent of late, she has never assaulted the Pilgrim's Rest directly. This is one of the reasons why I cut out the loading screens, because sometimes they give away pretty massive spoilers. So yeah. Hello, cannibal.
No, you have sided with the spirit. We had thought her dead, but her stink is on you. You fool. You do not know our true nature. You know nothing of the power we possess. Look upon us now and see your doom. Gaze upon our forms and bask in our glory. You should be honored to see the true strength of the cannibals.
Didn't see that coming. If they're as aggressive as they are ugly, then this will get bloody fast. The faster, the better.
This is what you have turned away from? And for what? A fox? Tear him to pieces. We will feast tonight on those succulent flanks.
Longsword.
Let me put it to you, ladies and keeper. I'm not into girl, I'm into furry. Now let's get this over and done with. I'm sorry, I had to go there. But yeah, no. So basically, how this works, you can kind of see some of their hands are glowing. And the innkeeper practices the white demon style. It's pretty much the heavy hitting style, slow lumbering, but it does a lot of damage to you. Whereas the cannibals, their hands are glowing. I believe what that means is that they do a pestilence attack on you if they strike you, but they're not that difficult. Like individually, anyway. Which I believe the forest spirit, the forest shadow mentioned. Individually they are not that strong. As a matter of fact, the innkeeper is probably the most deadly of all of them as a single opponent. But as a group, they can mess you up. But Henpecked Ho is apparently not, what's the word? Not turning into a cannibal. Which, as you can probably guess from his hinting earlier, he's not one of them. Which begs the question, why they keep him alive?
That was astonishing. I haven't seen such martial skills in an eatery since the last time I added ginger to my wife's hot and sour soup. Thank you for your great kindness in rescuing me. Now that these beasts are dead, I can finally talk to you. My name is Henpecked Ho, and before you ask, I'm not one of those monsters. They kept me prisoner so that I could seem normal to the customers.
Pleased to meet... Wait, did you just say henpecked?
My wife is unique. To say that she is as enduring as the wall itself is to do a disservice to her persistence. I could make similar comparisons between the force of her will and the Imperial Army, but I think you have the picture.
Why don't you just leave her?
You have no idea what you're suggesting. The last I saw of her, she was in the Imperial City. I was due back more than a week ago, and if she hasn't torn the place down looking for me, I'll be surprised. that's beside the point for now. I must thank you, as I clearly owe you my life. These cannibals were getting desperate enough to cook even someone as ropey as me. The last thing I needed was to be dragged into the caves below.
There are caves below this inn.
I heard a lot about the caves from the cannibals. There's something down there they call the Mother, and I think whatever, is what made them what they are.
What do you know about this mother?
She is some sort of greater demon the cannibals serve. I think she's the reason they're as twisted as they are. From what I overheard, the Mother was trapped in this hill before Sagacious Chen forged the Jade Empire, but something has disturbed her. I don't know how or why this mother of theirs has returned to the world, but if she can do this to men, she must be stopped.
Okay, how did they reach the caves below?
That is something I do not know. They would leave the inn and then return. I wasn't in a position to ask for details.
That's enough about these caves.
Is there anything else that I can help you with?
What were your captors?
Well, they're cannibals. They were once men, but they were corrupted, twisted into flesh-eating abominations.
So they were men before and then they were turned into cannibals. I guess the more intelligent of them turned into what the innkeeper was, which I have to say, I do like the addition that he had blood running from his mouth from eating flesh. I thought that was pretty good. How do they disguise themselves?
The keeper, the one who met everyone, including yourself, at the door, had some skill with magic. You might have seen through the illusion in time, but most people never get the chance. They're usually taken, or worse, changed into one of them.
Why'd they keep you around?
They kept me around in hopes that I would make this place seem more normal, and they needed me to help run the inn. They're none too bright, really. I resolved to try and tip off the first warrior who dared come to this place. The cannibals must be stopped.
Okay. Where do they come from?
They claimed that they were changed by a creature called the Mother in the caves below. Apparently she's an ancient demon responsible for twisting these sick creatures.
Okay. We should discuss something else.
A good idea. Even talking about them makes me queasy.
Okay. What get you around? What were they planning?
They spoke often about the Mother in the caves nearby. They used this inn as a base and a way to lure people to increase their food stocks and swell their ranks. What they failed to realize is that the forest is polluted with ghosts. No travelers means no food, whether people think this place is normal or not. Maybe they had some plan around that, but I doubt it. They are not forward thinkers, these beasts. How it all ties together, I'm not exactly sure.
Okay, I know all I want to know about these cannibals.
You killed the cannibals up here, but there's more in the caves below. I don't know how they got in or out, or how they took prisoners down there. I do know that they were terrified of something called the Forest Shadow. I'm willing to bet that would be a good place to start. If you're planning to tackle these beasts, I want to help. In my own way, of course. I'm not much with my fists. Not anymore, anyway. But you'd be surprised what tricks an old bunmaster might know. Have you ever heard of Drunken Master style?
Of course, but I've never seen the style.
I was a master. Top of my game and well known in Phoenix Gate, one of the great cities in the prosperous East. My skills earned me fame, fortune, and a wife.
So you can fight alongside me? Perfect.
You weren't listening. Fame, fortune, and a wife. I discovered fairly early on that she had opinions, most of them regarding alcohol and my regular consumption of it. I can still teach you, though. She has never expressly forbidden that. I have a few bottles on me right now if you'd like to learn.
Okay, teach me how to use Drunken Master.
Pay attention, I don't like repeating myself. Now, when I am with you, I can throw you bottles of wine. You must pick these up in order to use Drunken Master. The effect wears off quickly, but I will make sure you don't run out of wine, as long as you keep the enemies off of me. Now, watch my technique.
Now, once again, Henpecto is another support user. He is purely support. All of his moves, like the only thing he offers you is Drunken Master. It is a very interesting style, and like your And much like your other fighting styles that require, like your sword and your magic, you have a bar. Every time you strike, you lose a little bit of it.
There, you got it. Your job isn't done, though. There are still more cannibals in the hill. The hill heaved a short while ago and dislodged a panel in the kitchen wall. These creatures seem to think it was a new way into the caves below. If you truly want to finish this, you must deal with the mother. The cannibals talked about her often. She's down there somewhere, corrupting everyone who gets close.
Okay, I've cleared a path through the forest. Go to Tina's Landing.
Well, it must be safer than this place. Good luck. You'll need it, I'm afraid.
So basically, if you had managed to see through the cannibal's deception earlier, managed to trick them, managed to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Attacked him earlier, you would have then gotten its ability. And since we have this, let's go ahead and max out the speed of our legendary strike. You would have then gotten the ability to, learn about them from Tic-Tac-Toe. That's why a lot of the stuff that we talked about with Tic-Tac-Toe didn't seem to make sense, because we were asking questions as if we had no idea about the mother, even though in the last episode we had just dealt with the Forest Shadow and learned about the mother. This is pretty much, if you had any doubts about her, about the mother as a character, this is when you would have learned a little bit more about her and made up your mind. You made up your mind about whether or not you were going to kill her or not. Now then, there is something right here in the back. So, this is the lift to the back into the caves. If you come up here, I believe there's some stuff up here, right? Am I right? No, this is just the way to get up here to see where that cannibal is looking down at you from. But, you get the point. The cannibal creature known as the mother is a primal demon of hunger that can twist men into degenerate beasts. You're telling me! But yeah, no, Drunken Master actually is a fun style. But unlike any of your other styles, once you start Drunken Master, you have to ride that out. Like, if you are old enough to drink, you understand what it means to get drunk. You can't just turn that off. You have to ride that mother out. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically how it works. Which I believe that style is a reference to Jackie Chan and his Drunken Master movies.
There's not much to look at down here, but at least there's a good chance for a fight.
Change will take you. Soon you will be one of us.
So hungry.
What? Who are you?
I'm the one who will stop this sickness from spreading. But let's be funny. Don't mind me, I'm just passing through.
Lies! You are not cannibal or changing like these new ones. You are food.
Longsword.
Alright then. Don't mind me, I'm just going to carve the turkey. Once again, he also uses White Demon. No, not White Demon, my bad. White Demon is what Gal the Lesser used. I forget what this fighting style is called. Well, since we have some chi to use, might as well go ahead and use it. Don't mind me, I'm just going to give you a roast. I probably should up the damage this thing does, because oh boy is this not very powerful. Once again, I don't use a lot of magic. I mostly stick to martial skills, but your magic is still pretty useful. You just gotta make sure you level up the proper moves. Like for instance, your martial moves, if you haven't noticed, I prefer leveling up the speed of them so you can get off more strikes faster before leveling up damage, because you let me get damage first, some of the enemies you fight will take you over fast.
They're not human! They're changing us!
Changing you into them?
Yes, I don't know how, but they're capturing people, changing some and eating the rest. By the spirits, you have to help me.
How do I help you?
There's no way to stop. I don't want to turn. Kill me.
That won't kill you, not like this.
I can't. No.
You had to kill him anyway, but still. Corpses. An intuition gem and 50 silver. Now what's in the chest? 250 silver. How much silver do we have right now? 5,250? Not bad, not bad. I believe this is where we came from, right? Yes. So let's look around. You never know what might be in these caves. But yeah, no, I mean, dang. That is actually kind of gory. Now going back to BioWare. I know I haven't actually brought up much about BioWare and much about the development of this history of this game and whatnot. But I did mention earlier that BioWare does have a habit of using some very basic puzzles to kind of flex your brain in these RPGs. And you know, most of it is like color matching, you know, moving one puzzle from another. It's kind of like, I forget what the movie's called. It had two cops in it, and they had to solve a puzzle involving pouring water into a bucket and trying to make it max out before a bomb went off. It's essentially like that. That's some of their puzzles.
Kill the filthy thin blood, my pretties.
Thin blood, huh? Okay. So yeah, we got right demons again. So if you didn't go to Old Tina's Landings, where you would have first encountered the rat demons. But yeah, what am I getting at again? Right. So, BioWare has a couple of tropes that they stick with a lot of their big name RPGs, or at least their big budget RPGs. With you know, Jade Empire, they rely a lot on color matching, you know, on color theory, because color theory kind of takes a philosophical approach, and it does make sense to use in a game that is heavily reliant on philosophy. In Knights of the Old Republic and in Mass Effect, it was, as I was saying earlier, basically moving one set of gentle mind. We'll get that in a second. It's basically moving one set of items to another set and filling out a row. Kind of like the bucket challenge, that bucket test in that one movie. I can't remember what it's called. If anyone knows what that movie's called, feel free to comment down below. Another thing they use, Aura of Calm Gem, not bad. Once again, I gotta talk about these a little bit. And 300 silver. But another trope they use, or at the very least, I've seen it pop up in 2 games. I forget if it popped up in Knights of the Old Republic. Those are like a few of their big name ones. In Mass Effect and Jade Empire, where I think Jade Empire is where they got it from, they had, you know, the cannibals, essentially a village that doesn't seem like what it is, or at least a rest point that doesn't seem like what it's made out to be. So yeah, and you know, if I ever get around doing Mass Effect, I'll explain that there. But if you know BioWare and if you know their games, if you are a big fan of BioWare, then if you have played Jade Empire, you can point out where they got this idea from. And admittedly, it's not a bad idea. This has actually been done numerous times in not just fantasy, but in science fiction too. The idea that things are not always as they seem is, in my opinion, a way to keep the audience on their toes, and it comes from a philosophy that I think is very important when it comes to storytelling: the mystery. No matter what you're doing, even if it is just an action adventure, if you're going to tell a serious story, I feel that you have to have a mystery to really sell it.
It's too late. You left more destruction and shattered lives behind you than my wife shopping for a new hat. I'm clearly going crazy, but I wanted to be here. This thing, Mother, whatever, it has to be destroyed. Well, there's no turning back now. Who knows how many more cannibals are down there? When you're ready, let's finish this mother off.
This should be fun. If there's enough of the little guys down there, this could be better than the time I stormed the Fortress of Seven Gates by myself.
Alright then. Got a bomb here. Oh, I didn't have enough focus. At least my skills was high enough anyway. Up a little bit here. Now, it's important to note, and I'm going to bring this up here to kind of spoil it for just a little bit, but if you don't bring Hinpecto or Black Whirlwind, they both show up here regardless. It just is how it is. They will both come running across at this point to help you out. Now, before we get down there, we picked up 2 gems of particular interest. We picked up the Aura of Calm gem and the Gem of Gentle Mind. These are 2 gems that only the Way of the Open Palm can use. The Gem of Gentle Mind, it gives you +2 to mind and +2 to intuition. This gem radiates peace and serenity, reflecting the past owners who imprinted fragments of their own thoughts on it. This is the gem of enlightened scholars and philosophers, men and women at peace with themselves and their place in the world. Their tranquility and peace of mind is passed on to those capable of tapping into the gem's power. So this pretty much gives you just, mind and intuition. Now the gem of the Aura of Calm gem, see, is red and green. It gives you +2 to body, but it also increases your intimidation. So just because you have an open palm gem doesn't mean that it's necessarily pure. Like, intimidation is usually seen as like a bad thing that people that feel like they're bigger than somebody uses, but as you can see, with the open palm, has +2 intimidation. Some of the wisest masters and sages radiate such a sense of peace and understanding that their uncanny calm almost seems threatening. This gem has been in the possession of such individuals, and their aura of inhuman calm is channeled through this gem, granting the wielder that same unnerving peace and strength. This one is basically, how do I put this? For all intents and purposes, is that thing where it's like, if you ever seen an action movie, like any Bruce Lee movie, basically Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan, well, mostly Bruce Lee and Jet Li movies. I think Jackie Chan takes a more jovial sense to his roles. It's very rare he's ever like hardcore. I think I've seen one movie where he's hardcore and it was ridiculous. But it's basically that idea that the martial arts master walks into a arena full of a bunch of thugs or maybe other martial arts masters who abuse their position, and they wind up, how do I put this? They wind up intimidated by them because, like, this dude just walked in here and he is not scared of you. Now, we're going to go ahead and swap out a couple of things here because we don't need the bronze tongue right now. And we don't need... Well, we'll keep the Gem of these things. We'll put on the Gem of Gentle Mind. Alright, there we go. Now then, let's take a look around here real quick, and then we're going to finish off this quest and deal with the mother. Can't go up here because there's nothing up there. Just kind of modeled that way. More corpses you can't loot. Let's head on down. Right? Whirlwind? Ho? Oh, there's Ho. You two are just standing there. Okay. Yeah, so you brought somebody else with you, Black Whirlwind and Hinpecto will just stand there if they come by. Just kind of how it is. Saving game, please turn off your Xbox console.
The big one's yours.
And here's the mother. Now here's how this works.
She's too strong to defeat without using your head.
Basically, okay, I didn't mean to do that. So basically,
Isn't this why you practice breaking all those bricks?
So basically, the mother is immune to all of your attacks, and she does a ridiculous amount of damage. So basically, what you're trying to do is pretty much.
That's it! You could feel the earth move when that pillar fell.
Basically, you just gotta drop the ceiling on her, and you know you gotta do some damage if that's the case. But yeah, you know you cannot attack the mother. It was very much a mix between rat, demon, and cannibal. Now you can farm a little bit of experience from these guys, I believe, but eventually you're gonna die because you know got a giant monster inside the middle here, and yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a thing. So this is pretty much a war of attrition. Eventually, you are going to be in some serious trouble here. She is spewing chunks. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can't, you know, kill a couple of these things and get some more experience before I do. Oh, okay. So yeah, so it doesn't run out. Okay. So yeah, I'm pretty much just trying to get some experience here before we knock this out because why not?
There's no end to them, just like my wife's pocket.
Keep your head down, bun man. I'm killing things here.
You'll kill us if we don't get out of here soon. Look there, that's our only chance.
You humans never cease to amaze me. It pleases me to no end that you escaped those caves safely. Are you sure she's gone?
She would have to be. That hill collapsed like a bad cake.
My ancient enemy is dead. In their burrowing, her followers riddled that hill with enough passageways that the whole system collapsed. I had not thought to drop a mountain on my ancient foe, but your kind is always so resourceful. Will the forest recover? With the mother gone, the forest will recover. I have already spoken to Lord Yun, and he is aware of what you have done for me. I hope for us all that you can learn the fate of the water dragon. Until she returns to her home, things will only get worse. We will not meet again, mortal. This forest will need my attention in the months to come, and so I will close the portal in the temple. Farewell, young spirit monk.
Well, I suppose that's it. I'm gonna miss those little bastards. They tried so hard. They just kept coming, one after another, practically throwing themselves on my axes. You have to respect that kind of mindless dedication. Ah, well, let's go find something else to cleave. You should probably go down to his camp and check with Lord Yun. He'll likely want to reward you. Let's go. I'm sure Ho can make his way back to Tien's Landing. Even if there's more cannibals about, he's too skinny to eat.
Brilliant Gem of Balance and 1,500 silver. Now, if I remember correctly, this Brilliant Gem of Balance is a pretty good gem. Plus 4 to body, plus 4 to mind, and plus 4 to spirit. No matter what a person's path in life, fate, destiny, and human desire decide how far one goes. Whether on a path of peace or of power, the will must exist in balance with the needs of the mind, of the body, the mind, and the spirit. When all are one, then true mastery can be achieved. This gem allows this wielder to balance the forces within, strengthening the whole. Basically, this is an all-arounder gem. So, I'm going to take off the Gem of Good Fortune and put this one on because this is actually a really good gem to have. Because, oh man, this is a good one to have around. Now, where are we? Alright, we're at the base of the mountain. We can just go right on down and speak with Lord Yun. I believe we have... How much money do we have now? Close. We're actually pretty close to being able to afford the Leaping Tiger.
I wondered how long it would be before you made your way down here. I'm sure I don't need to tell you, but the air has changed considerably. The forest shadow herself appeared here in this camp while the earth shook. She explained what was happening on my lands. She explained what happened in the inn. Nasty business, that. Glad you had the skills to deal with that. Mother, was it?
Those beasts had to be eliminated. I'm glad I could help.
That they did. Imagine such horrors trapped under my own land. Here is the wind map you wanted. The copy is near perfect, and I assure you that the assassins will never know you have it.
What will you do now?
We will stay on here for a while. These trees will need tending. Besides, I think I have some old family business to catch up on. Old alliances to reforge, as it were.
Do you think this forest will be passable anytime soon?
Allow me to answer that, Lord. Well, it seems that you solved the problem with the forest. That doesn't mean the ghosts will simply up and leave. If we're lucky, then you've stopped things from getting worse, and time will provide the cure.
How did you know I cured your forest?
As I said, the forest shadow herself informed me of your brave actions. It was a lucky moment when you walked into this place. Fortunate for us both, in fact.
Okay, well, I think it's time I left.
Indeed, it is. You have my deepest gratitude. I had virtually given up hope, and you appeared like a gift from the heavens. Farewell. That map will carry you safely if you can find a flyer with the range. I wish you all the best of luck.
Nice. Now let's go talk to the Spirit Catcher because I believe he has a couple of skills to learn.
It's good to see you again. Is there anything I can do for you?
What supplies and training do you have? We have, pretty much all three of his. Oh, these are actually pretty, okay, this is Charm, Chi. Well, I don't use Chi very much. So we're going to go ahead, so this is going to be about, and how much do I have to sell? I can sell, now I want to sell enough to make back what I'm about to buy, but I'm cool with this. I don't want to come back up through here. So we're going to get Tracking Eye, Boar Strength, and so now we're going to go ahead and sell our Intuition Gem because we actually don't need it. Inferior Intimidation Gem, Inferior Charm Gem. These other ones we're going to keep. We're going to keep for the most part all of our unique gems. That's how I usually play the game. I keep my unique gems, but I sell off the ones that are not. That's just how I do things. And we're gonna go back to Tien's Landing. I think we have I think with that sale, we should have close to 9,000 silver. There are two things I want to check up on before we call it apart. Because depending on what we got, I might go ahead and buy Leaping Tigers. I believe you can only get Leaping Tiger from Zenbu. I will check it off screen just to make certain, but I believe you can only get it from Zenbu, which will make it the most expensive thing he offers. And you're honestly probably not going to buy anything else from him. I'm going to be 100% with you. So I want to check two of our merchants.
See?
Not sure what type of sale. So yeah, he just has a couple of gems. I believe we bought the Storm Dragon from this guy.
Hello, hello. Don't think I'm...
Goodbye. So there's that, and I believe it's just the last. And I know I haven't shown this up very, very often, but you can use focus to help you run through town. Makes things go by a lot faster. And if you are injured in a fight to a point where you are only going to limp along, you don't have any chi to heal yourself up, you can also use focus to ignore that and keep yourself going. Let me talk to this individual, to Darting Links. Just the stuff I already sold her. So, like I said, nothing much. It was pretty much just this guy over here who has a sphere, a staff. Who are you?
I am Merchant Sheep.
Do you wares? So we have Calbazor, don't need that, and then we have Flawless. So according to this, Flawless has damage over basic staff style because it's not just a staff, it has a spear, but it also drains 25% of your focus. It also drains your focus by plus 25%. We'll hold off on this for right now because I want to double check a couple of things. But in the meantime, I believe this is done. Let's go ahead and get us close to where we're going to be setting off for with Rue. In the next one, where we go take care of the pirate fortress, the pirate camp, pirate base, whatever you want to call it, and finally clean up Tian's Landing. I've been Anansi, you've been awesome, and I'll catch you later.